what we're going to do is eliminate shame, because if we stop doing things that are feeding the shame block, then we can start calling in our desires. Shame blocks desire. The initiation past shame is what leads into getting your desires met. Now, this sits in the body, and the way that we feed it is by having things around us or behaving in ways that feed shame. So, for example, my car really needed to be cleaned, and I just kept putting it off, but every single time I got in it, I was feeding the shame because I felt ashamed that I said I was going to do it and then I hadn't done it. Always do what you say you're going to do. Shame can also show up when we know that we should be doing certain things that are going to get us where we want to be, but we don't do it. Like, for example, saying that we're going to post a certain amount of times every week on social media and then not doing it. That feeds the shame block, and that repels our desires because we're not doing the things that bring them in. Another way that we have to move through shame when we want to become that next version of ourselves is if we're trying to be a certain version of ourselves, say an online coach or a teacher or whatever it is, and we're not quite there yet, but we need to show up as that person, the shame block is going to come up and be like, you're not that yet, you can't show up like that, but you can, and you move through that, and that is how you become that. But the reason that we don't want to feed the shame is it's often paralyzing when we're doing all of these things that are feeding the shame, and then we don't go anywhere, we don't move. I had to do this in a tower because no shame. The download hit me and I was like, I've got to do it right now. And if I didn't do it, I would have felt the shame, I would have fed the shame, and I would have blocked my desire. So every time we feed shame, we are feeding the shame block in our body that is tied to the sacral and blocks desire. If you want to learn more about all of these core blocks and how they ruin our fucking lives, free masterclass in my bio.